And I'm very happy to be standing here together with Minister Ylva Gomez. We had a great dialogue today on the drugs between the EU and Colombia. Colombia is a very good partner to EU when it comes to fighting the organized crime and drugs. We have a long-standing cooperation that is excellent. Colombia is the only country in Latin America where we have since many years a good police cooperation between Europol and the Colombian police. Colombia is taking part in many actions that we are doing with Europol in the Pact, and we are sharing a lot of values also when it comes to the comprehensive approach towards fighting the drugs problems. What we see now is that the organized criminal groups that are involved in the drug trafficking are being increasingly professional, increasingly international, and increasingly violent. They are almost always working cross-border, but also across the Atlantic. They are, it's very difficult for a single country to fight them alone. That's why it's necessary that we build strong networks to fight them. It takes a network to fight a network. And today we have built this network even stronger between EU and Colombia. What we also both realize, both in Colombia and in the EU, is that this drug trafficking, the organized criminal groups, where they come, violence will increase. We see this now in our streets in the European Union. We saw the killing of an 11-year-old girl this January in Antwerp, Belgium. We saw a 10-year-old boy this August in Nimes, France, and a 13-year-old boy this September in Stockholm. They are all victims of this violence. And these criminal groups responsible for the drug trafficking, they are not only causing deaths, they are also threatening our society via corruption, via integrating into also the legal economy. We see it, how the violence and the threat towards our society. So this threat that we are facing from these organized criminal groups are actually threatening our societies, our democracies, in a very fundamental way. That's the reason why President von der Leyen announced a few weeks ago that we will step up the work. I will present sooner an action plan on organized crime and drug trafficking. We will present an EU port alliance. And this meeting and this dialogue today, together with the Minister Velasquez Gomez and with Colombia, feed in very well to our preparation of these new steps that we need to take. Because we need to work together. And we have an excellent experience to work together. And I must say also that I really appreciate the very very good results from the Colombian side. On the cocaine seizure, for example, the majority of all global seizures are made by the Latin Americans and the Caribbean countries. They are responsible for more than 70% of the seizures. Thanks to them, not all these drugs comes into our streets to feed into the criminal groups and to also harm the health of our citizens. I had the opportunity to visit Colombia earlier this year. It was the first time ever as an EU Commissioner for Home Affairs actually traveled to Latin America. And of course, the reason for that is that the criminal gangs are now established on both sides of the Atlantic, and it's necessary that we work together to fight them. I had excellent meetings in Bogota. I also had the opportunity to visit Maripol, which is also an important partner for us. I had the opportunity to fly over the coca cultivation in the region of Putumayo, and I realized the huge challenges and the huge threat also when it comes to the environmental threats, when it comes to and the deforestation, and that's also one reason why it's important with a comprehensive approach in our common fight against the drug trafficking and against the organized criminal groups. The last thing I would like to emphasize is that we both share that it's necessary now to change a bit the strategy, to not only going after the criminal individuals, but to go after the top level of these high-level value targets, and to do that from the fundamentals, and to go after the money, to take away the wealth from these groups. And to be able to do that is absolutely necessary with a greater exchange of information and even enhancing of the police cooperation. And I'm very thankful for Minister Ivan for being here and for having this very important dialogue together with us.